Yo, what's going on? What's up, Facebook, YouTube? How we doing? How's everybody doing out there? Yo, what's the good word? Paging, dispatching, late night sauce club, communicating from hot trash earth. You know where we are, just here on the crust, paging in, watching the world melt to the ground. Everything is garbage. The world's on fire. It's really sweet how I'm not getting push notifications from the Gramble. Thanks a lot, you bags of garbage. Appreciate that. That's fine. No big deal. It's cool. It's cool. I'll just yell. I'll just keep yelling. Don't worry. Can't get me down, you bags of trash. Thanks for the suppression, you frickin' garbage monsters. What am I doing? Rocky Start. Here we go. Whoop, whoop. What's this guy saying? What's he doing? What are there, 3 people in here? Great, grand, wonderful, cool, awesome. That's great. Yeah, don't push it out. Who cares? I'm sure 83,000 people. I'm sure only 20 people wanted to see this. Sure, I believe that. I'll believe that when my poop turns purple. Okay. Where movie is that from? Anyways, great. I'll just let everybody just like somersault in here as the world burns to the ground as I get literally suppressed, but that's fine. That's fine. I didn't want anybody to see it anyway. So thanks. Appreciate you bags of trash. Anyways, anywhom, changing subjects, switching gears, switching literal gears. I'm sure nobody wants to come. What is this, the port? What are we at the port? What am I, a container at the port? Oh, somebody unload. Here we go. Yeah, people are saying that they got notifications on the other blob. But yeah, but not on the place where all the most people are at. But that's fine. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. Yeah. We're just out here working. We're just out here working hard, just producing thousands upon thousands of views, millions of views on the daily. But no one wants to see the live. I'm sure that seems fine. Seems totally fine, totally legit. Definitely not getting shadow blobbed, but cool. That's fine. Great. Awesome. Anyways. What I wanted to come on here and talk about on this particular day, I can't tell if I'm blurry over here. The world is trash. What is this? The port? Okay. Somebody said I'm too annoying to listen to. Cool, Barry. Take a hike. Why don't you pound sand, jabroni? Nobody wants you here anyways. Click the X, my guy. Don't care. Anyways, back to the regularly scheduled garbage distribution. I wanted to comment specifically on some of the things I've been saying in the last couple of days, specifically about the juice, about these credit cards. That's what they are. That's what we're talking about. Okay. And I just wanted to maybe like field a couple of questions from the -4 people that are currently here right now, because I'm not getting any push blobs, because this is the port. What are we? The port. I'm a container at the port. Cool. It's like, hey, are we able to unload these goods? And they're just like, no, somebody has the Corona clap. Somebody on that ship has the Corona clap 16 years ago. Send it back to China. It's like, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that it has nothing to. I'm sure that all of these pinches on supply have nothing to do with, the policies that are put into place, to pinch everybody. Look, I think that the one missing message that is currently occurring here on the planet of Earth, specifically in these United States, in these divided states, is I believe that most people grossly underestimate the power of numbers and strength in numbers. And as everybody is like fearfully aware of what's going on and paying attention to what's happening in the world, they're also casually like not doing anything due to this like onset fear of whatever, some type of negative ramification coming as a result. And that's cool. I mean, I just think that it's quite sad, because I do believe that the vast majority of people are not interested in this stuff and not interested in forcing other people to do things with their literal flesh vehicle. But apparently the majority aka the mainstream garbage factory, and all of the trash merchant puppeteers that are currently operating in the big white house at the end of Pennsylvania Avenue, where everyone's just lying in the fake White House room with Joey Dumpster reading a television screen with point size font 200 pixel so he can read it from 100 inches away. And he's like, what is it? 300 million what nows? He's like, 600 million people have lost their life due to the clap. And it's like, what? Joe's not living. Anyways, I digress. In other unfortunate news, I heard today that Mark Cuban will be forcing all of his employees to get on their knees and relax their dirt star so that he can torpedo some corporation juice right into their balloon knot. You want to work here? Take this torpedo. I make your decisions now. I don't think so, Mark. Look, I'm a fan of Shark Tank, and you got a deal and all, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just not participate in any Mark Cuban related things for a while, aka forever. It's so weird how you could be a fan of a person and their character and all the things that they do, and then just watch an interview where they're just like, I'm gonna force all my employees to get this juice. He's like, I don't want my kids at risk. And it's like, your kids aren't at risk, you jabron. It's like, do a little research, but they're just like, they're like, Mr. Wonderful. They're like, joke about Mr. Wonderful's hair. Bow. And it's just like, okay. Whatever, though. Cool. I want my kids to be safe. It's like, what do you mean, though? Like, specifically, what do you mean? Like, what actually do you mean by that? I'm going to put my kids in a plexiglass tube and send them off to school. It's like, what are you talking about? Okay, Barry is popping off on Facebook. Clearly, Barry has a crooked stick wedged politely in his dirt star, right in his fart box. So Barry's gonna get blocked. Peace, Barry. Good seeing you. Thanks for coming by. Barry, his last name was Finter, more like Sphincter. Barry, you just got blocked. Anyways, Barry is the port. Barry is a container of goods at the literal port, in the sense that he can't be distributed anymore. Peace, Barry. Thanks for showing up. Imagine being an adult human person at 10 p.m. and being like, I'm going to go into this adult human man's thing and just troll everybody. He's like, this is boring, as I stick around for 20 minutes. It's like, cool, Barry. Why don't you just click the X and pound sand, you actual Jabron James? Like, what do you mean? Like, you wouldn't even make it to the playoffs, my guy. Like, what happened? Like, what is occurring in your life? Like, Barry, I hope you're all right, but take it easy. Just here drinking out of my Roberto Sasaldo coffee mug, wearing my big blue hat, wearing my No More Face Diaper shirt. Somebody made a comment today. I don't know if they were trolling me or not. Doesn't even matter. I don't even care. They're like, what are you sitting around all day wearing your own merch that you made? And I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. You're lucky. I got a couple pieces on the way of my face. I'm going to wear my face on my face. And then probably my face on my hat. That's the ultimate flex. I'll just... I think I need to get a Clap Freedom Cheeks zip up hoodie so I can just basically ruin any potential conversations and relationships that I might have at the gym. They're like, does that say Clap Cheeks? Freedom Cheeks? It's like, you bet your bottom dollar it does, Bill. Oh, it's cool how there's 100 people in here now, like would usually be here in 14 seconds, but I'm not getting push blobs because the world is trash. It's like, what did you say? One thing wrong? You're getting a little too over the target there, Sasaldo. I believe you called yourself Esquire, and you're gone, and it's gone, and you're blocked, and you're demonetized, and thanks for showing up. Anyways, I digress. Look, I think Ian Smith, who was wearing a literal Billy Simpolito merch shirt today, hilarious. I died every time I watched the story of my face, just like, what is it now? Like on his literal chest, the entire day. I thought that was hilarious. I think he's made a post today that said something along the lines of like, freedom is a participation sport. And I think that this is a really important lesson now, because I think that people are grossly underestimating their capacity to actually make things happen. And it's discouraging to me that people think this way. And I just wanted to kind of make it clear how I'm thinking about specifically these juice cards, and then we can kind of go into the like the bigger view of things, and why I so aggressively said what I said yesterday is because I think that's what needs to be said. If I thought that I could have Dr. Fauci lobbed it in like a softball, I probably would have done that. I would have lobbed it in. Maybe you guys could have lightly teed it up with a T-ball bat, and then had a light jog around the bags. But no, I had to send you a Randy Johnson splitter right to the dome and basically say, like, don't be a clam. Don't be a clam, because we're in the casino and they're not serving clams casino. You're about to get popped, you jabron. And unfortunately for us, I do believe that we need the efforts of all people, or we're going to get literally clapped. We're going to get torpedoes in the brown eye for the remainder of human time on Earth. And that's not where they're going to stop. They're going to be like, excuse me, sir, I need to look inside your man. It's like, we've all seen it. Everyone's seen the South Park, I hope. That's a great episode. That's what it's going to be like, just operating here on human Earth. I have a friend that lived in the country that can't be named because I don't live there, Australia, which, let me just say, after this, I'm probably going to jump on TikTok and let them all go nuts in the comments. So tune in for that later, maybe. My friend lives in Western Australia, and she was telling me that you have to sign in and check into any place that you go using a QR code. A skibidi beep. And she said that if you don't scan in, that like citizen Karens are just like, excuse me. They're like, why didn't you sign in? Why didn't you sign? Or it's like you go to get a cup of Joe, and they're just like, did you check in? And meanwhile, everyone in Australia is like, stop talking about Australia. You don't know anything about Australia. You don't live here. I'm like, you live there and you don't know anything about Australia. You chooch. But whatever. As I literally get trolled on TikTok that kids that are like weeks out of the womb, I respond. This 8-year-old kid was just like, he's like, this stupid American person doesn't know anything about Australia. He doesn't know anything. He's like, we're good. The economy's good. I wouldn't want to live in your country. I'm like, kid, you can't ride a bicycle after dark, or your mom will beat you with the wooden spoon. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, this idiot. I'm like, dog, like, let me know how if you get any swings and misses at the school dance. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, wait, there is no school dance because the air is poison, but whatever. He's like, he goes to the school dance. He's like, please stay 30 yards away. Little Jenny's like, yeah, I was planning on it, you goon. He's like, ah. He's at lunch just being Steven Glansberg, like the next day, just like lightly, just eating a Twinkie alone. He's just got like heavy Glansberg vibes. And meanwhile, he's like stitching my video, like, he's like, I'm going to stick it to this. There's like one view. And I was just like, dude, are you good? Or like, I don't even know. I hit him with an LOL because it's going to send him into a tailspin. But anyways, I had a lot of fun on TikTok. I mean, it got a little dark, but I did have a good time there. Anyhow, as it relates to the cards, the reason that I said, and I want to make this very clear, the reason that I said that the cards are a bad thing and that this is contributing to the problem, which I made very clear in the video, is that you're basically normalizing the conditioning of people saying, I need to present a card, fake or not fake, in order to enter a basic establishment, something that no one has any business knowing. You got the people that are literally supposedly running the country and making all of these decisions, they came out and they were like, we can't force these things. We can't force these diapers. It's never been done. It's unenforceable. It's inappropriate. And then here they are now being like, force it, stick it up your dirt star. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch it directly in your balloon knot and take away your ability to work if you don't follow my decree. And these psychopaths are out there just like, sick. They're like, I want my juice. Give me some. And like, it's just like, I don't understand how everybody is so subservient and worthless, but whatever. But I did want to comment specifically about the people that are aware of what's going on, but are using these fake cards to get into places, because the fake cards are contributing to the problem. What I'm saying is that, look, if you fake the use of a card, you normalize the visual and habit of somebody using a card in order to enter a place and other people not being able to. And even though you are able to fake it and use this card right now, and that seems all good and fun for the time being, when they start making those QR coded, digitized, and unbreakable, and they can no longer be faked, there's going to be a lot of other ramifications, like all the people that can't get the juice, like people that literally are afraid that they would no longer be residing on Earth. Those people are essentially removed from society. Now, I've heard ideas like, well, what about the test? It's like, neither of them are perfect, but you got to go for some small wins. A test can be taken by any person. Any person can take a test, and in theory, any person can present a negative test. If you go to a CVS or a Walgreens, you can put it up your nose yourself. You don't have to stick it into your cranium. You don't have to shove it into your brain. Now, I'm not suggesting that people do this. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's good. I'm not saying that this is a great solution. But what I'm saying is that, or not going at all, is certainly better than using a fake card, because these fake cards are normalizing that behavior, conditioning people to accept it, and teaching the marketplace that this is acceptable behavior, and we won't see an impact on our business. And people that are not able to get the fake card, well, they're like, well, I'm going to go just get the juice. So it's normalizing those people making a decision that they don't want to make either. People grossly underestimate the power of money in numbers. They grossly underestimate what would happen to a small business if you were to just walk out or group up with a group of people, 20% of the people, 30% of the people at any workplace, and say, no, I'm not going to do this. We're about to leave. It would cripple most businesses, and it would force them to make a decision. The same goes for venues. The same goes for music artists. The same goes for organizations of all types. Everybody's so small-minded in their thinking, saying like, well, it's just me. It's just me. Well, have you proven that for sure? Have you tried to organize with other people? Because people are just simply afraid to speak. And that's why one of the more bold and brave things that people can do right now is speak up about it. Yet somehow people are still afraid to do even that. They're afraid to even talk about it. And it's like, we're seeing people lose their livelihood. We're seeing people lose their nursing career, lose something that they worked for their entire life. Police officers that are going to lose out on their pension. Firemen. Can you say firemen anymore? Or are these woke scolds coming for that? Can you even say that? What do you say? Fire person? What are you supposed to say? Is somebody telling me what that even means? I don't even know. But whatever, you get it. Firefighter. Okay, so firefighters, police officers, all these people, it's like these people are losing their careers and they're walking out on something that they worked their whole life, yet people are unable to have even the slightest bit of inconvenience. Like, I'm not going to go to this show. I'm not going to go to this restaurant. I'm not going to go to this whatever. And I understand that we got to pick and choose our battles. And sometimes there's certain things that, and a lot of times just like for example, your doctor's office. That's one of the weird holdouts here in Florida, is like your primary care physician, your dentist, place like that. Like my dentist, I love. My dentist is right near my house. They forced me to wear a diaper to walk into this place, and it's very annoying, and I do the best that I can to fight it. And the only other option is don't go to that dentist, find another dentist. So I'm not saying that you have to necessarily follow this one-size-fits-all. I'm not here to scold you, but I'm saying that there are certain things that you have to feel a little discomfort for. And in theory, yeah, I shouldn't go to that dentist anymore. I mean, that's really what should happen. But I'm trying to start with the simple stuff, and it's very important for people to understand that there's a lot of power in people grouping up and speaking out. It really is the solution to all these problems, and it's really the only visible solution that I can see. But we grossly underestimate our own individual power. It's like people don't understand how much small groups of people can disrupt not only the supply chain, but all of these other businesses and their ability to even exist. If you're going to go out of business by enforcing this decree, or you're going to figure out how to side with your workers, what are you going to do? You don't have much of a choice. So if everybody was to group up and really understand the power of numbers and the strength in numbers, I believe that you can really right this ship. But so many people are so afraid of being uncomfortable. And this is and some people are like, well, I don't have money set aside or whatever else. Well, this is why it's always important to be focused on your investments, focused on your body, focused on having skills, focused on learning, having all of these other things in your back pocket to protect you and insulate you in the case of a rainy day, in the case of a downturn. That's why it's called a rainy day fund, because it doesn't rain every day. But when it does, you're going to wish you had a coat, you bag of cheese. Yet so many people are like, ah. And then what's so sad about all this is that the scapegoat of all of these supply chain problems that are happening right now are going to be blamed on people walking out of their jobs. When the reality is that these pinches and these shortages and these supply chain issues are caused largely and almost entirely by policies dictated by these clown sneakers that are in charge. They're creating the environment that makes all of these things get pinched. They're squeezing us on the fuel. And today, I believe it came out that heating bills in the United States are set to be 54% higher this year than in previous years. And what's going to happen from that? They're going to come in and they're going to say that we need to solve this problem. People they're suffering. Their house is cold. We have to send them a check. And that's what's going to happen, because that's the leftist solution to everything is, just print money endlessly and just pay them off, grease them. That's their only solution to anything ever. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to blame it on the people. They're going to blame it on the people that decided to make a decision for themselves. And they're going to demonize all those people. You're not being a team player. You're a bad person, whatever is the case. And as a result, they're going to blame all these problems on them. And they're going to try to, again, sow more divide. So the people that are completely woefully unaware to what's actually happening, the people that are woefully unaware to what's actually happening, those people are going to be like, come on, Joe, how come you got to quit your job down at the blank? He's going to be like, I need such and such for my family. And it's going to, again, cause more divide. They're going to be like, blame them. Blame the unjuiced. Blame the anti-juiced. Blame the people that voted for the big, bad, orange, upside-down, chess-playing man. It's like they're running this insane game, and it's it's a remarkable upside-down garbage bag with no tie. Like the garbaggio is dumping out. And every day they just do more and more savage stuff that's absolutely disgusting. And people are like, wow, that's crazy. And then they're like, oh, I'm about to just go work for this business. And what's so funny is that what I also want to remind people of is that people are like, well, what can I do? I'm just one person. Well, it sure is glad that it sure is good that Harriet Tubman didn't think that. Oh, it's just me, one person. It sure is nice that Martin Luther King Jr. didn't think that. I'm just one person. It sure is nice that Abraham Lincoln didn't think that. It sure is nice that George Washington didn't think that. It sure is bad. It sure is nice that the very bad, very evil Christopher Colombo didn't think that as he decided to sail the ocean blue. It sure is nice that all these people throughout history exhibited tremendous bravery in the face of literal their literal demise by being brave. Yet we can't figure out how to not go to a restaurant because it's our favorite restaurant without getting a fake juice card. No. What am I going to do? It's just me. People grossly underestimate their power and the power of their dollars and their actions. But it's a good thing that a lot of people in history decided to be brave and decided to actually do the right thing. There's a lot of people in history that have done tremendous things because they didn't believe the 99.9% of people in their life that told them that you can't do anything. You can't do that, bro. You're just this person. I sure am glad that James O'Keefe didn't wake up 10 years ago and think that. As today, he exposed this waddling, cowardly, spineless clown sneaker from the P Poison Company as she waddled her way down her street sidewalk and somersaulted and tripped over a garbage can that was just her into her house with the red door, into her palace, where I'm sure she felt very calm and warm and fuzzy with her big fat paycheck and her lack of a spine, this mindless blob of cells. Yo, you're a garbage person, coward, and you just got called on it, you cheese wheel. But luckily, people like James O'Keefe 10 years ago was like, you know what I'm going to do? Oh, take it easy, guy. Take it easy. Me too. Luckily, people like James O'Keefe didn't wake up and say, what am I going to do? How am I going to expose the largest, most intertwined, most legally backed companies in the world? How am I going to go up against the people that are exhibiting extreme power? What can I do, little old me? It's lucky that Charlie Kirk from TPUSA didn't think that, as he thought little old me, as he created this massive movement of people. It's a good thing that Dan Bongino didn't think that. I'm just a former Secret Service. You know, I was in the military. I was a police officer. What do I know about broadcasting? How am I going to broadcast? Oh, I don't know. And then here he is, just generating tens upon millions of listeners every single week, distributing the truth. It's a good thing that there's a lot of people that don't listen to these weak-minded individuals that believe that they don't have any power. I'm saying it's the sad truth, and I'm sorry to say that to people, but that's the reality of it. Great people don't believe the things that small-minded people tell them. They are unwavering in their belief that they have the capacity to make tremendous change in the world. And if everybody believed what everybody else believed, we would have nothing. You know, the guy that probably invented this microphone company that I bought here for a reasonable price that solved the problem for me to help me distribute higher quality content to you. I bet you this guy didn't woke up 30 years ago and one of his idiot friends told him that, oh, you're weak. You know, you're not going to be able to start a microphone company. There's all these microphone companies. Would you look at that? This is a history. This is a tale as old as time. This is something that has happened thousands upon tens of thousands of times in history of people being told by every single person that they know that they're crazy, they can't do it, you don't have nothing, you got no power, you have no strength. And those are the people that invariably change the world. So, all right, I'm just going to wake up in the morning and think that I don't have the capacity to change something. I'm all set with that mindset. That's cool. Because I'll tell you what, 14 months ago, even just little old me, guy yelling into his microphone. And you might say, well, what do you have? You have a couple Instagram followers, you're a chooch, you got nothing. All right, cool. Well, 14 months ago, I literally had no one following me. Nobody cared about what I had to say. Now, there's 200 people watching in this live stream right now at 10 o'clock because I decided to push the button. That's power. That's 200 people. That's 5,000 people, 7,000 people tomorrow. That's 7,000 people that could tell 25 people. You multiply that out times a factor of 5. You're talking tens of millions of people can hear a message that was created by one person that decided to say something. Even if there was 5 people in this room, it doesn't change the capacity of the impact. What if the person listening to it has 5 million followers? What if the person listening to it has 50 million followers? What if the person listening to it has a company with 10,000 employees that they could distribute this in a memo tomorrow morning? You don't know what's on the other side of that lens. And the other thing that's beautiful about emblazoning information into the halls of time is that it can have legs later. This may not go nuclear today. It may not go nuclear tomorrow. It may not reach anyone for 25 years. But I'll tell you this much. There are people that are long dead and gone who've said things that are significant that we watch their videos on YouTube today. And when they were alive, YouTube didn't exist. Yet they still stood up. Yet they still recorded it and emblazoned it in the halls of time forever. You don't even know where what you say could go. Yet I'm going to sit here with something that has the capacity to be recorded, and I'm going to think that I can't do anything when this can be literally saved and distributed faster than any message has ever been distributed at a higher quality, faster than any time in human history, I'm going to believe now with just this and just this and just this that I can't do it when 500 years ago, 5,000 years ago, a message was said by an individual or a group of persons. It was written in a book and passed for thousands and thousands of years because its cultural and worldly significance was so great that it deserved to be passed on endlessly forever. Yet you're going to believe that you don't have anything. You know what's the commonality between all these people that did great things? They wake up in the morning, they pee and they poop just like you. They sleep just like you. They have problems just like you. They have stress in their life just like you. They have to wonder if they're gonna die of a sickness. They have to wonder if this is the last day of their life. They have to wonder if the people that are close to them that love them are going to be able to survive another day. They got to wonder whether or not they're going to see their parents in another year, another month, another week, another day. They got to worry if they're going to wake up tomorrow. Everybody has the same problems. Everybody has the same issues. We're all a perfect diamond. We just polish different facets of it. Yet somehow I'm going to think that my perfect diamond is somehow lesser than any other person in the world. That's stupid. And there's a whole lot of people in the world that have chosen not to believe that. And those people invariably do the greatest things. So I'm just going to sit here and believe like, oh, I can't say anything. I can't do anything. That's dumb. That's small-minded. And you know what happens? The things that you think will happen. That's what it is. That's the truth. You think you're dumb, you're dumb. You think you're good, you're good. You think you have the capacity, you do. That's just the truth of it. There's some great quote. I don't want to butcher it, but it's like those who think they can and those who think they can are often both right or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, you don't think you can do it? Cool. You're not going to do it. I listened to a story from The Wolf of Wall Street. Don't measure the character of man, measure the character of the content. Okay. I had a couple employees and I wanted to build my employees up. I wanted to be a great employer. And I saw that the Wolf of Wall Street was doing a presentation here in Florida. So I went to the Wolf of Wall Street seminar and I went and listened to it. And I was like, there's going to be one nugget in this hour and a half speech or whatever that will change my life. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be in there. No guy, whether through good or bad, can build $42 or $48 million a year in revenue, build a company up, get literally destroyed and rebuild his life like this cat and not have some intelligence, not have a go-getter attitude that can really change things. So I listened to what he said and I looked for the nugget, and this was the nugget. He said, you know the difference between people that make tens of millions of dollars and the people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars? There's one very specific difference. And he told this story. He said when he was in college, he had to pay for his college education, which was possible back then because you could just work really hard in the summer and pay for a college education because the government didn't get its sturdy, stinking, filthy paws in there and inflate the price artificially and make it completely worthless and untenable by all people without going into an insurmountable quantity of debt. So people could work over the summer and make enough money to pay for their college. So he used to go down to the beach, and I believe Jones Beach is where it was because I think he lived in New York. And he would go to Jones Beach, and he was sitting on the beach one day, and he realized that when you were sitting on the beach, if you wanted a drink of water, you had to walk all the way back up the beach to some little shop that was down the street, down the way. And he didn't have a bottle of water, and they had to go for this long walk to do it, and they were all complaining about it. So he decided that the next day he would bring a cooler of water to the beach and sell them. Anybody knows, even to this day, even with the Joey inflationary bucks, you could buy a rack of water bottles for like $3, $4. You could sell those bottles, 24 bottles, for $1 a piece, at least. So you could take something that costs $4 to $5 and you can make 24 out of it, no question. You could do that anywhere, at any concert, right now to this day, which is why I'll never have a job again. If I ever lose every single thing in the world, I'm going to be at a festival selling water bottles. You better believe it. So what he said is he started buying coolers full of waters. And he would bring the waters to the beach and he would sell out of the waters. He'd sell 12. The next time he'd get a bigger cooler, he'd sell 24. Then he realized that the water bottles were really heavy. So he started buying popsicles. Somebody's saying the connection is dying. I don't know. So he started buying popsicles. So he would bring out a box of popsicles. The popsicles were less weight. And he could sell the popsicles for the same dollar or whatever was the case. So he would buy boxes and boxes of popsicles. and he would bring them to the beach in a cooler, and he would sell all the popsicles. By the time he realized the popsicle game and the water game and started buying multiple things and filling up his cooler, the summer had ended and he had to go back to school. So the next summer came around, and he decided that he was going to build a different strategy. And the strategy was, instead of him just having one cooler, he could only sell one cooler on one side of the beach. He could only carry one cooler. He was going to start employing his friends to sell popsicles and waters on the beach with him. So he said, all you got to do is sell the popsicles. So he would go to the store, buy the popsicles, buy the coolers, buy the ice, set them up, tee him up with a business and a cooler, and say, all you got to do is sell these popsicles. And he would go down the beach with all of his buddies. And by the time that summer progressed, he had 10, 15 guys selling coolers full of popsicles on the beach. And he was making thousands, he was making hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which back in, I think this was the 80s, was a ton of money. And he paid off his entire college education. And I think 3 summers. And he said, and I learned a very important lesson that stuck with me for the rest of my life. He said, the difference between me, who's made tens of millions of dollars, and the people that are successful in life is that they figure out how much they think they deserve to get, and then they stop. He said, the difference between me and all of these other guys is they would sell out of the cooler, and then they would screw around. They would drink beers. They would talk to girls. They would go in the water. They would hit the beach ball. They would play. They'd screw around. They'd make their $100 by selling all the popsicles, and then they'd screw off. And at the end of the day, they'd only have their $100. And me, who decided to branch it out and create this team of 30 people, I had 30 times what they had in the same 6-hour day or whatever when the sun was up. He said the difference between a person that makes $10 million a year and someone that makes $100,000 a year is they get to a point where they feel that they've capped, they feel comfortable with what they've generated, and then they stop. This is what I'm capable of getting. This is all that I need. And he said, if you think to yourself right now, how much money you need to make in your life, how much money you need to be comfortable in life, how much you need to retire with, that is exactly how much you're going to get. If you think by the time I'm 65, I need $4 million, you're going to retire with $4 million or less. You will never retire with 10. You will never retire with 6. You will only get as much as you think you deserve in order to be comfortable. You'll only get what you believe that you max out at. This is a very, very important lesson that I think about all the time. And this intertwines with the comment that I had made in a live or in a reel over the weekend, last weekend. It's like this quote from Andy Frisella. I've been thinking about it every day. He's just like, great entrepreneurs look at the weekend as an opportunity to run up the score. While everybody goes home and goes off work and gives up and retires for the weekend or goes to rest, the hustlers get back to work. They run up the score on the weekend. And by Monday, they're so much further ahead than they would have been had they stopped on Friday night at 6. And that's how they get ahead. That's why entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. That's why great entrepreneurs become greater, because there's no cap. It's always get better, always improve, always get more. So following in this kind of entrepreneurial mindset, I can create my life however I want to create it. I want to sell 1,000 boxes of popsicles. Instead of capping out, which is what most people do with whatever it is that they want to contribute to the world. In this particular case, as it relates to freedom and standing up for the country and your children's children, all of these people just decide, like, this is what I'm capable of doing, and that's where it ends. I'm going to not do this. I'm going to not take the juice. I'm going to repost some memes, and that's all that I can do. It's just little old me. And these people invariably and ultimately fail to win at a high level based on my research and my understanding of how things are going. Before I forget, I want to thank the people that have been getting the badges. I'm sorry. Thanks, Jukes Official, Walker French, and Michelle AD for the badges. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much on the gram for the badges. I really appreciate it. So I just think that we all just grossly under index and underestimate the capacity of not only what we can do, how far we can reach, who we can impact, and what our capacity is. And in these work environments, one thing that I realized about having a small business and having a workforce is like, number one, any business owner knows that it's very expensive to train new people. It's just a fact of the game. It's expensive to train new people. It's challenging. It's time consuming. It's expensive. You're much better off retaining your people and creating loyalty. If 30% of a business's workforce or 20% of a business's workforce walks out, they're screwed, especially people that are in crucial positions. People are underestimating the power of them to organize with groups of people that in their workplace to convince them to not play along with this game. And I think that ultimately the only solution to this is to wake up and make the people that are not paying attention more aware, to get the people that are sitting on the fence to choose a side, and ultimately to realize that the power in numbers exists if only people could have just a little bit more bravery. And when I looked at the cards, like I was thinking about it, because like there's this concert in Florida this weekend, and I was like, oh, I really want to go, but it's at this theater that requires you to have a juice card or to take a test. And I'm like, I'm not interested in taking a test to go to this venue, and I'm not interested in getting a fake card to go to this venue. And if I did get a fake card to go to this venue, I would be playing right into the game. So instead, I'm not going to go to the venue. And yeah, I'm just one person, but that's a $60 ticket. That's 3 beers. That's parking. That's a butt in a seat. That's a message to the artist. That's a message to the venue. That's a message to the organization, the booking agent, and any other variety of people that maybe this won't work. And I know it's one person, but one person is one person. If everybody thought that it's just little old me, then we would never have anything. There's been a lot of great people in history that have refused to believe that their power is limited by what they can touch and reach and see. Especially now, when the ability for you to distribute your message is more powerful and more available than at any time in human history. Yet somehow people are like, oh, like, what am I going to do? It's like, bro, you have the capacity to do more than any person ever living on the earth has ever had, ever. Can you imagine wanting to spread a message like this 50 years ago? Can you imagine how much more difficult that would have been when all you have to do is post while you're like taking like you're sitting on the can and you could fight? It's like, what? Yet people are like, oh, it's like, have you ever walked around outside? Have you ever gone to an airport? Have you ever been outside in public? Every single person's eyes are glued to their phone. Everyone. This is the medium. This is the town square. Yet you have nothing there. Why? If you went into a town square of yesteryear and you just started yelling, you probably wouldn't get the right attention. But anybody that's ever been to a trade show knows this to be true. This is a good lesson, I think. If you go to a trade show and you have a booth that has people in front of that booth, people come to the booth because people are at the booth. It's not about what the booth is. People just go where other people are. That's just the natural nature of people. People are tribal. They want to be part of whatever the group is a part of. You have a booth at an event and you got one person behind the table and that's it, you're toast. You got 5 people behind, there's talking, there's people hanging out there, there's people chilling and milling around. The action draws attention. The attention draws more attention. You do something that's worth people paying attention to that gets them to stick around, more people become glued to it. All it takes right now is for you to make one reel, one 15-second reel. Put it on your Instagram, post it on YouTube Shorts, post it on TikTok, and post it on your Facebook page. And that one reel could create an entire career for you. It could create a distribution mechanism that could allow your voice to be heard at a loud level. All I did was make videos for 2 years where no one paid attention. And then one day I happened to make a video about just the right thing at just the right time, with just the right length, with just the right jokes, with just the right everything. And because of this strange and mysterious concoction, the universe aligned and the road rose to meet me. And here we are. 14 months later, 115,000 followers later, tens of millions of views. And that's just me. I'm just a random guy. 14 months ago, no one knew who I even was. Even in my own town, there are 250 people here that even knew who I was. 500 people at most. Now there's 500 people on the stream at once. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm not trying to say that I'm something special. I just have relentless drive to do this. And if you have even the slightest bit of that for whatever it is that you want to do, to think that you don't have the capacity and power to reach that level in a short period of time is insane. Defeatist. It's like, this is 14 months. On August 20th, 2020, I had 1,100 followers that were mostly friends and family. Ben Mob says, do you want to jump on a live stream from Sydney? No, not right now. So I think that that's kind of my message, is like, why are we so afraid of being great? Why are we so fearful of kind of like the call to greatness? Because what I believe is true is that all great things come on the opposite side of tremendous challenge, tremendous adversity. Adversity ultimately becomes the advantage. It's the tough things, it's the hard things that happen that really make it seem more viable. Because when you get kicked in the face is when you get the greatest lessons. It's like the L's are the wins. We underestimate how valuable it is to fail. Losing and failing is an advantage. The more L's you have, the more W's you have. I can guarantee you that. Like, there's not that many people out there. There's probably no one out there that has more wins than losses. No one. So it's like, if everybody has more losses than wins and you don't have a lot of losses, then you're not challenging yourself enough to eat as many L's as possible. This is what I have learned in my brief time here on the planet of Earth. And I think that it is an important lesson that that all of us need to know and understand with great depth. Because as we are fearful of even the most basic of things, that discomfort comes from taking L's. That discomfort comes from being out there and being like, oh man. Like, I remember the first time in the airport, I took my diaper off. I was like, oh God. I was like, people are going to be looking. They're looking at me. And it was uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. But then it was like, all right, I'll take it off half the time. Then it was like, I'll take it off 3/4 of the time. And then it's like, you get more and more comfortable by challenging yourself to face whatever's on the opposite side of doing the thing that you know is correct. And like, I'm not here to die on the fence of diapers. Like, even though you all know my opinions and feelings on that, that's not what I'm trying to focus on. I think that it's important to focus on what I believe is the greatest threat, which is forcing people, the juice. So that is the real problem. And though I disagree with all the rest, I do believe that the forcing of the juice is the biggest problem that faces all of us. And to me, it seems like such an obvious thing to disagree with. It's like, how are people not agreeing with this? How are people not disagreeing with this and being more vocal about it? It's just, I don't know. I just find it to be remarkable. Somebody said diapers on children is evil. Yeah. So I'll interact with the comments and check out what you guys are saying now. Oh, I forgot to pin my freaking. Thank you to everybody that's been buying stuff on bobbysauce.com. I really do appreciate that. A ton of merch has been sold in the last couple of weeks, so I really appreciate that. A lot of people getting some cool stuff going out. So thank you, everybody that's been buying the merch. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys love it. Thank you, Keto Vampire, for the 2 badges and for Kind Soul 420. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, there is strength in numbers. That's the only way to get out of this. It's the only solution that makes sense. It's really the only logical conclusion to this overreach. Like, we see, and this is the thing, is like, that's why I say there are more good people out there than there are bad. There are more people that believe this than people believe. And there's even people that are speaking up and acting about it that everybody is hating on. It's just that, I mean, I keep coming back to these quotes from Andy Frisella. He's just like, courage is rewarded. And it's like, all right, how are we not realizing that? It's like, it's not going to be easy. You know, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult, like most good things are. And that's just the reality of the game. Why is B-Dog still in office? He's still in office because they haven't yet determined how to make Krusty digestible by the masses. They're trying to make Krusty more relatable, but she's hated by so many people that they can't figure out how to make her desirable. So I think that they are just keeping her on the back burner because they have to be able to sell. They have to be able to sell the agenda. They have to be able to sell what they want people to consume. And right now, I think that they understand that Krusty is a garbage brand. She's terrible at her job. She's in over her head. She shouldn't have been there in the first place. She ran a failed campaign that she quit and couldn't even raise enough money to even take the first vote. This woman is grossly underqualified for the second most significant position in the world. That's a heartbeat away from being the most powerful person living on the planet. And this lady can't even figure out how to be relatable in an interview. Like, this person is so bad at her job. It's remarkable. And I think that they just know that. And they're like, the world's not ready for Krusty to just unicycle and cringe laugh into this melting hellscape. They're only going to put Krusty in charge when Joe no longer becomes useful. I hate that comment. Tiffany said, I agree that the failing brings success, but many, not all, no longer have the drive to make the first attempt anymore. Never mind, fail, learn from the fail, and try again. It's a garbage mindset. I don't know if you're saying that you have that mindset, and I hate to be rough on you, but that's a garbage mindset. I don't have the drive to try again. That sucks. If you don't have the drive, you're DOA. You got it. I mean, yeah, if you don't have the drive to try to be better, then yeah, you can't do anything. You're screwed. Okay, good. That's not your mindset. Okay, well, let's not even talk about that. People, look, drive is developed through habit, routine, and progress. Nobody just people don't just have drive naturally. They have to want it. You have to want it. No one just wakes up with drive. Like, it's a desire, and it becomes a habit. Billy the Diddler is in the hospital 2 miles from you. Diddler. Billy the Diddler is a trash merchant. Mikey said Sleepy Joe has the old man edge. Yeah, because everybody is like, oh, he's a doddering old fool who's just throttling a double scoop of Choco chip down his throat hole. Like, he wouldn't do anything bad. He's like a nice fuzzy Werther's original shell on a bunch of garbage policies. And Krusty is such an abrasive loser that they understand that she's not going to do as good of a job as selling their garbage package. It's like he's just someone's doddering fool grandpa. Yes, Marjorie got the Bobby Browse sweatshirt. That's what's up. I think it's so hilarious. I hope that guy knows that I've been selling Bobby Browse merch. It's so priceless. Nice to see you talking about different content nowadays. Keep it up. Thank you. What different content do you mean? Do you mean just not only political stuff, or like what do you mean? Elaborate. Jeff said, notice how they're trying to get her out there now to be more familiar. They're propping her up. Yeah, because they understand, like, they're not going to remove Joe until they want to remove Joe, until he becomes no longer useful. But they will. They will. There's no way they keep him in there for 4 years. They'll keep him in there and they'll have him jump on the proverbial grenade of the next horrible thing that happens, and then he'll honorably resign or something. He'll be like, I'm sick or something, just like he said. They'll give him a Rocky Road choco chip waffle cone, and they'll be like gallop into the distance, Sleepingsworth, and he'll be like, whoa, Jilly, and he'll just like hobble off. The guy's not living. One of the most liberating things I did was tell my boss now. Yeah, exactly. You got to. I've been holding the line. I agree with everything you said in your last video. That's awesome. Good. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate it. They're going to activate Krusty soon. Yeah. Meg, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, it's an unfortunate reality. And I understand that people don't want to hear that. But it's like, I just was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, this is not good. Like, the fact that people are using these is not good. It's just it's like they're letting people get away with it by design. Like, they want people to get comfortable using them and faking them on getting away with it, and then they'll just pull the rug out from underneath you when it's as soon as it becomes, it's just not good. Benjamin said, I just had the $800 lesson happen. Ben, that was the best $800 you just saved in your life. I'll tell you. I think about it all the time. Somebody said on Facebook, do I play guitar? No, I don't play any instruments. Thank you, Justin, on Facebook. Margie, Margie on Facebook, I don't know what question you're asking me. Yeah, Alchemician is right about that. You're wasting time staving off the inevitable when you need to unplug now and figure out your next move. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Margie on Facebook said, what is the $800 lesson? I have a video on my Instagram called I believe it's called A Lesson from My Brother. It's on my Facebook and YouTube. Go look it up on my YouTube. Type in A Lesson from My Brother on YouTube, and you'll see the video. It's pretty good. Somebody said they just ordered. Amy said someone said they just ordered something from the store. Amy said, I just ordered a shirt for a gift. Thank you, Amy. Nice. Amy got a Let's Go Brandon Stars and Stripes shirt. That's what's up. Excuse me. That shirt is rad. It's not a fitted shirt like this one that I'm wearing right here. This one's like more form fitted to your body. It's a unisex, so it's not as form fitted, but it's still a cool shirt. Crystal said your reels have me dying lately. Thank you so much. The one that I made today got reposted by James O'Keefe, which was pretty cool. I watched it like 600 times today. Megan said that video makes me cry. That's what's up. Thanks, Megan. I wear my Let's Go Brandon sweatshirt everywhere, even to bed. Hell yeah. Megan says, thanks for the Canadian merch. Nice. Trivia night soon. Yeah, I should do a trivia night soon. Oh my God, with Instagram and these. Dude, the world is actual garbage. This stream is going to cut on Instagram in 10 seconds. I will restart it so we can keep talking for a little bit more. See you in a second. So annoying. Unnecessary to throttle my videos like that. It's sad. After all the time and all the work. It's like, all right. Let me just post this up real quick. How you guys doing on Facebook and YouTube? What's the good word? God, it's so annoying how I have to keep doing this. So unnecessary. But whatever. Guess I'll just Serenity now. Denise says, why are they doing that? I don't know. I think it's as a result of my commentary on Australia. I think a couple of goons made it difficult for me, unfortunately. I really don't know. Thank you, Nason. I actually did some reels because you mentioned it. I didn't know you could trim clips out of my live streams. Yeah. Yep, you could do that. Yo, thanks for the badge, Jukes. Appreciate you, bro. As always, thank you so much. Thanks, brother. Anybody that's been watching my live streams for a long time knows that I would have 150 people minimum, no matter what time of day, in the room in 10 seconds after starting the lives. It's so discouraging, but whatever. I won't let it get me down. Yeah, no notifications. I just don't understand that. Seems fine. Yeah, there'd be like 100. There'd be 100 people, 100 plus. It's like, how you gonna say that? How you gonna say that 83,000 people? I'm like, my reel today has over my reel today has over 5,000 likes on it. A reel that I put up today at, I don't even know, 1 o'clock has over 50,000 views today. 50,000 views on a reel today. There's 83,000 people that follow this account. More than 1,000 people have followed me in the last 2 days. Yet there's 43 people on this stream right now. Give me a break. It's like All right. And there were still over 100 people that found it by just seeing the live in the account in the top of the feed. So it's just like, imagine what it would be if it was doing normal, if it was getting a normal distribution, but whatever. I've had a bunch of people telling me that they've been liking posts that I make and then the likes go away. I was getting like on the gram for the last like 2 months. I've been getting a minimum of like 150, like 100 to 150 followers every day, a day. And then last week on Thursday, in the middle of my whole situation with the country not to be named, it went from 100 a day to 0 a day. And there was 0 a day every day for like 6 days. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was just getting 100 a day every single day. And then it was like 0. And I was like, all right, that seems fine. But now because I did a couple of videos that did really well, got shared by a couple of big accounts. Like Andy shared me yesterday. My reel got shared by Fleckas and by James O'Keefe today. And for that reason, it kicks back up. But it's like when they want you to, that's exactly what they do. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But it is crazy how that'll happen, like just at random. But anyways. Rhiannon says, I just got a message. I'm no longer able to participate. Participate in what? Is that a clown tent from Cherie? Nice. Why are you so worried about your presence? I don't know. What do you mean? Why am I so worried about my presence? You mean the thing that I work all day, every day for? I don't know. Why would I be worried about that? What products do you use on my beard? Nothing. I don't use anything. It's short. It doesn't really need. Nice. Thank you, Tiffany, for the badge. Appreciate you. Yeah, Megan, I think so. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is, but whatever. It is what it is. It'll go away with persistence. So I'm not worried about it. But it is annoying. It is late though. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's like it's a push thing. It's the notifications. That's the thing that's really getting it. Because like people are still making their way in because they're seeing it. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We don't need to talk about it anymore. What's my take on the ships out at sea? I think that they're intentionally being put there with crazy rules, different contracts with different unions to force bottlenecks in the flow of goods and services. And they're doing it on purpose. Yeah. Chooks bought another badge. Thanks, Chooks. How do I feel about Joey Basement? Is that even a question? Megan, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, that's the thing is like, I'm not gonna stop. So it's just like, it doesn't even matter. It's just annoying. It's just an annoying inconvenience of the game. But whatever, I'm not gonna stop. It's not gonna change anything about what I'm doing. Thanks, Megan, for the badge. Appreciate it. Obama's at the helm. Probably. Denise said create an alternative. I don't know how I would do that. Bro, do you upload content on any other platforms? Yeah, everything that I make goes on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Everything that I make goes on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Or Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Every video that I make, every short that I make goes on all 3 of those platforms. All of my reels that I make on Instagram all go on TikTok. Some things I make just for TikTok, but everything else appears in all three places, in all those other three, all their three places. I made a couple things for TikTok that were specifically meant to be on TikTok that I didn't even think deserved to be here because I was trying to see how they would work. So there's like 1 or 2 videos that I made and just put on TikTok, but for the most part, they're everywhere. Somebody said Rumble. I put some videos on Rumble, and like it's annoying because you need to have it's just cumbersome. I do believe that it's good to have things on Rumble. Like I have 16 Rumbles and I do have a Rumble account, but like if you look at my stats, it's like it gets like no views. Like let me look at my plays. It's just like I want to support Rumble, trust me, and I believe that it's a good thing. I think that it certainly can be great. And but like my content on Rumble, I've had one video. My videos have 3 views, 2 views, 3 views, 5 views, 2 views. My first video ever, which was the one that really took off, has 16 views, and it's been on there for 17 weeks. I mean, I have all these videos on here. So, I don't know, 2 views. It's like I get a video. Like when I put up a video on my Instagram, it gets 100 views in the first minute. In the first 5 minutes, it's usually over 250. By 30 minutes, almost every video I upload on Instagram by 30 minutes is at 1,000 views in the first 30, almost every single time. Good ones will hit 2,500 to 3,000 in the first hour. So it's like these have been on here for 16 weeks and they have 3 views. It's like, I don't know. If I uploaded a video by accident, like I took a video of this coaster and I accidentally put it up on Instagram, before I could even delete it, it would get 3 views. You know, and like I'm not dogging on Rumble. It's just that it's a cumbersome process. Jones said it doesn't even let her see that I'm live. That's awesome. It's terrible. If I had to choose what Power Ranger is my favorite, I don't know. I like the black one. I love watching you on IG, but I never look for you on Rumble. Yeah, I mean, I have some videos on Rumble, but it's like, look, I'm not trying. I don't hate these. I don't hate the platforms. I think a lot of the things that they do are bad, but ultimately I think that the distribution that they give us is good. So I'm just trying to play the game. I'm not trying to fight the power, so to speak, because it's giving me distribution. So I'm not like against them. I'll follow the rules, whether I believe that they're right or not, so that I can get the message out as much as I can. And I'll deal with what else. I'll fight those battles later. That's the thing, is like, I'm not here to squabble with these companies. Like, I just think that as much as I disagree with it, it's like, there's a lot of things we disagree with about a lot of companies, you know? It's like the last time I bought a shirt in real life, it was at like Macy's. Do I know everything that Macy's does with their corporate dollars? Of course not. I'm like, all right, it's Macy's. I don't know. It's not. So it's like, there's a lot of things that companies do that we disagree with. We just feel like especially triggered by what happens in this particular ecosystem because it affects us. So it's like, you know, so I just try not to be too, you know, yo, what's up, Yoji? What's going on? Yoji MD in the house. Mikey said Benjamin is right on Facebook. Mikey said Rumble's is new. I'm all in. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. Shirt about to get clapped like a port container. Large, significant facts. Yeah, I agree. With what size grass shirt do you wear? I don't even know what that means. Grass shirt. I don't know what that means. Are we just going to sit by and turn to Venezuela and eat our zoo animals? Yeah, it's surprising. It's just surprising how much people are just like so just like lacking courage in this case. And it's so troubling because it's like, yo, it's like I don't want to be inconvenienced any more than anybody else does, but I just feel like that's the only option. Like, for example, like I heard, and look, I'm not trying to dog on Mark Cuban. I think Mark Cuban's taught me a lot in his words. The guy's obviously a super smart guy, but I heard a video of him today talking about how he's forcing his employees to get the juice. And I'm like, all right, I don't know very many Mark Cuban companies, but I would certainly think twice the next time I was to buy something from Mark Cuban if I could avoid it. And it's not about Mark Cuban, it's about following the principle of supporting who you want. And like this guy's got billions of dollars. He could retire right now, go to Fiji, never be heard from again, and eat caviar, but dump caviar over his head every day, a gallon of it for the rest of his life times 100, and he'd never go broke. But it's just the principle of the thing, because the $1,000 that you were going to spend going to or spending on a business that he runs, it's like you could put it on a business of someone that agrees with you that also ultimately helps promote what you think is right. And that's the whole point. It's like it's inconvenient. Like the one thing that kills me a lot is that I buy so much stuff on Amazon. Like I buy so many things from Amazon that I'm like, no, like this is something that I'm trying to like actively divest from as much as humanly possible. And there's just so many things like that. So it's like you got to start small, because like if everybody just changed a little bit about how their behavior was, you know, it would change these things. Yet we're all so quick to be like, everybody's doing this. What am I going to do? And it's like, that's just the wrong mindset. I understand why people have that mindset. I understand how people draw the conclusion that that's the right mindset. I understand the societal factors that indicate to us that that's correct. But I just don't think that people that did great things believe that. Someone said buy American made. That's incredibly difficult to buy things that are American made. And I agree with you that that's the better thing, but it's really hard to do that. Amanda says, I just watched your Project Veritas reel and it's one of the best. Nice. Thank you. Bobby, do I feel bad for the victims of Project V? Yeah. I feel bad that she had to burn 7 cows on the way to that door. No, these people are savages. I find it so remarkable. I find it so remarkable that people can be so cowardly and spineless at the expense of other people. Like working at a global head of research for such a large company that has such a significant impact over so many people around the globe, and just be such a garbage factory that when someone even so much as questions you on the thing that you did that's clearly savage and horrifying, that all you can think to do is just waddle away. Like you're a trash factory. Like they deserve to be questioned. It's not like he did anything to her. It's like these people deserve to be called. And like I don't know how this garbage factory sleeps at night. Their feelings are destroyed. I have mixed feelings. I mean, you lie to that many people in the world to cover up for the unjust actions of your business. I don't feel bad for you. I mean, I'm interested to hear your perspective, but I'm not. I don't feel bad for them at all. Like the guy that was interviewed by Project V, and like they're like, what about natural? And he was just like, oh, he like literally said like, yeah, you'd be better protected, but no one cares. He's like, yeah. And then the other guy that was like, yeah, I've worked there for 20 years. And it's like you're a piece of crap, dude. Like you're a literal trash merchant. Like, how do you sleep at night, you savage? Like you're interested in you making money more than doing good in the world. Like you're a trash factory. And I understand that we're not all perfect, but like this of all things, I don't know, dog. Somebody said I went to a Walmart in San Diego today and I noticed the variety disappearing. Yeah, because they're going to pinch that supply chain until everybody gets popped. Fair enough, but those guys are funked. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's other perspectives, and I'm not saying that I'm right. It's just, I don't feel bad for somebody that willfully lies to the vast majority of people on the planet as they make tens of billions of dollars. I just think that these people are trash. The least that they could have done is got a different job. But to lie and then keep your job and then, I don't know. I feel bad. I don't know. I especially don't feel bad for those guys that like said it while they're eating like a rope of Vieja and a sandwich out with some person. They're like, "Do you think this?" And they're like, "Yeah, I work there, and I'm a savage, and I'm a spineless dweeb." And he's just like shoveling rope of Vieja into his throat hole, and he's like, "Yeah, but I need money, right?" It's like, you're trash. Sorry, but like you're a garbage factory. Like, sorry, dog. I think there's a lot of things in life and in the world and in the workplace that it's like, how could you do that? When I worked, this is something that I find especially interesting about food service workers. When I was a food service worker, when I worked in a restaurant, there was about 10,000 things that I could have done that would be savage to people's food, and nobody would have even known. Dropped a loaf of bread on the ground and been like, oh, God. Dropped a butter on the ground. Drop a knife on the ground, and just pick it up and put it back on the thing because I don't want to go polish another one. Stuff like that. Get a tablecloth that I was going to set that was like had a stain on it on the side, but I'm like, whatever, no one's going to even see this. Stuff like that. There's a million things that you could do in food service that would mess with somebody's food. Yet in my entire time in food service, I never one time did anything to anybody's food, no matter how frustrated and mad that I was. I was never like, all right, I'm going to spit in this, or I never even thought of that. Like, you're just like, there's just this level of what you're willing to tolerate no matter what, as just like the unwritten code of like, I guess you could call it like karma or whatever. I don't want to chalk it up to karma, like I was trying to avoid future harm for myself, but it was just like one of those things where you're just like, I can't do this. Like, it's, and everyone in food service knows that the opportunities for you to do that are many. There's a lot of occasions where you would be able to do something really messed up, or just be sloppy and just let it happen without people knowing. And it just shows like what type of character you have, stuff like that. So I think that like what I was doing, like, to think that I wouldn't put a piece of bread in the basket that I dropped on the ground for 1 second, that nobody would have known the difference. Yet these people could knowingly know that there's something in this that people would disagree with, would email other people about it publicly, like openly discuss. It's one thing if she knew in her head and was just like, I'm just not about to say anything. It's another thing to go the next level and talk about it with other people and be like, nah, we probably shouldn't do that. And then do it anyways. And then know that people are out here applying for this redemption. You can't say words because everything's trash. And you would know that that's there, and then just go home and just waddle your way into your house and shovel KFC down your throat, as you know that you just lied to the vast majority of people in the world. I have no sympathy for you. Sorry, lady. Like, you better, you motor back to your front door. You coward. Like, maybe you should have been an actual decent human being, and then maybe you wouldn't have got caught out like that. There's nothing that they did that was unjust or not right about that, in my opinion. Look, you do messed up things, uncomfortable things happen. That's just the reality of it. Do I think it's great that this person had to be confronted on a walk in front of her house? No, obviously it's not great, but it certainly was interesting to see the reaction of a person that just got called on their stuff. Running away. 99% of people will never know anything about that person other than that. And that's what she gets. And like we all, like, bad things have happened and we've all done things that maybe we're not like happy with or proud of. But it's another thing to perpetrate it to like tens of millions of people, to like billions of people. That's like a whole nother level of distribution. So whatever, we're not here to like measure people's misdeeds. That's not what it's about. And like, I do believe that, you know, ultimately she should have the opportunity, I suppose you could say, to like defend herself and explain herself. But I think that if what she did is as described, then that's certainly something worthy of being, at the very least, you know, called out on. Thank you, Michelle, for the badge. Mikey said it's happening slowly. I'm a Walmart ninja. I noticed the help wanted signs are everywhere. Dude, the help wanted signs are going to continue to be everywhere because they're intentionally pitching the supply chain. I saw this video with Ocrazio just the other day. And Ocrazio is talking about how people should not go back to work. She's like, no, you shouldn't go back. And it's like, bro, you're the worst ever. Like, they want this to happen. They want everybody pinched so they can solve it. That's what they want. They want it to go bad so that they come and solve it. That's what they want. Thanks, Megan. Appreciate that comment. Thank you so much on Instagram. Bobby, we live in a causal reality. Put your power into the solution. I don't even know. What are you talking about? I saw something like 4 million people quit their job. Same here in Canada. Help wanted signs everywhere, but way too many loving the free money. Yeah, they love it. Who's the good guys, Bobby? People that are standing up and fighting for freedom. People that are spreading information and trying to highlight what's going on. Read my comment. Love it when you say that. Sorry, Cherie, I didn't see the comment. They're going pretty fast here on the gram, so I didn't see it. Say it again. Yeah, a lot of people did quit their job. I think it's like 4 million people quit their job. Too many people are comfortable to realize what's at stake. Yes, I agree. Nice job, Crispy moved to Florida. That's what's up. That was a smart move. Nice. Yeah. Look, they want to destroy everything. That's the thing, is like the threat that these people pose is that they want to destroy every single thing that we hold dear. They want it's like a calculated squeeze, and they're so I gotta give it to them. It's like they're good at it. Yo, what's up, Russell? They're so good at it. They like keep you in fear, devalue your money, convince you that your boss is evil, shut all the businesses down, pay out money to all the people that don't deserve it, lie about Hunter, put a dead guy in the office, get Krusty in there who's way worse so that you don't even want Joe out, lie to you all day, weaponize the mainstream media to keep you in fear, demonize anybody that gets personal protection, hide the truth from you, pinch the supply chain so that you don't have any money, or pinch the supply chain so you don't have any goods, threaten you with no Christmas, say your kids aren't going to have any Christmas, needlessly fight amongst each other and demonize, oh, the Dems this and the Republicans this. Meanwhile, they're all getting paid. Highlight all of the things that aren't even problems when there's so many other things, horrible things going on. And they talk about stuff that doesn't even matter. And then they actually get called on it. They actually ask them real questions. And this psycho person, Jen Circlebacky, this garbage merchant, she's like, It's like, this chick is terrible at her job. And they ask her questions. She's like, oh, like Joe's proud of Hunter. It's like, bro, these are smart people. Don't get it twisted. These people are highly intelligent. They know exactly what they're doing. And they're like, yep, destroy everything. They're like, don't let a crisis go to waste. Keep everybody afraid. Keep everybody needing more dependence on the state. They want you getting a paycheck from the government forever. They want you getting medical advice from the government. They want you getting a paycheck from the government. They want your job regulated and mandated and monitored and managed from the government. They want unions to make greasy, ridiculous deals. They want to spend the government money, your money, on businesses and unions and all this other garbage that ends up jacking us for lower quality of life at the expense of the taxpayer, so that they can artificially inflate these specific businesses. They make rules that cause certain problems to happen and then come in to create the solution. And they know that everybody's so blind and stupid and not paying attention that they can get away with it. They can lie straight to your face and no one cares. This literal dead guy, Joey Basement, Joey Choco Chip, Joey 10% of the bid guy, this dude's son literally has broken federal laws multiple times. There's laptop evidence proven with the dude's signature 10 miles from his house with this laptop on mainstream news on the most popular TV show in the world. And they're like, it's disinformation from Russia. And people are like, okay. It's like, what do you mean? They go out there and you have Sanjay Gupta, this blob waste of space. This guy should be ashamed of himself, loser, getting called out on Joe Rogan. He's like, yo, they said that I took horse goo. And he's like, oh, I don't know why they said that. And Joe's just like, yo, you idiot. You're the medical guy over there. And he's like, oh, I don't know. They shouldn't have said that. It's like, buzz off, Sanjay. You're a loser. Like, you have no integrity, Sanjay. Congratulations, Sanjay. You're a goon. What loser listens to this dude? These people are no shame. Oh, I don't know. Why did they say that? I don't know. Because people were taking it. Shut up, you liar. You listen to this guy talk. It's like if this guy was your kid and you were asking him if he peed on the bathroom floor, you'd be like, this dude peed on the bathroom floor. He's like, whoa, slow down. I'm like, you're saying too many things too fast. Let's go back to the living room. I didn't pee in the living room. He's like, yo, Sanj, like, you peed on the bathroom floor, you liar. He's like, I don't know. I shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. It's like, you're the guy. You're the guy. You coward. And then you better believe that some jabron is going to turn on CNN tomorrow and they're going to be like, are eggs good for your health? Let's ask resident goon Sanjay Gupta. And he's going to be like, hey, Anderson Pooper, thanks for paging me in. Hi, it's me, Sanjay. Eggs are great for your heart. And it's like, and Pooper's like, And it's like Pooper and Sanjay and Don Lime and frickin' Fredo. They got a ragtag team of clowns over there. You got Humpty Dumpty. What's his guts? I can't even say. It's like, what are these people? Who's watching Clown News Network? Like, what are you doing? Who just wakes up and is like, let me just tune in? And then like to listen, and then you're going to listen to Brian Stelter talk to you about health over Joe Rogan's like a 1,000-degree black belt jiu-jitsu master, like in peak health, like in peak physical shape. And you're going to listen to Brian Stelter like talk to you, lecture you about health. It's like, I can see you, Brian. Like we see us. We can see you with our Ojos. Like, I don't know. Like if it was 1823 and two people were standing in front of you and one of them looked like Joey Roggs and one of them looked like Stelter, who would you trust for health advice? You'd be like, oh, let me trust this lump. A light breeze goes by and Stelter like falls on his back and can't get up. It's like, all right, dude. Thanks for the medical advice, you chooch. He's like, Tucker Carlson is there. It's like, how do these people have a job? Who employs you? Oh, I know. You know what else really twisted my bag? I've been watching John Oliver a lot lately on HBO just to get an idea of how insane people are. And this dude was talking last night about misinformation. Oh, he's like, I can't even do his voice because it's not good, but whatever. And he's like, we need to crack down on the spread of information. He's like, you know what one of the biggest perpetrators of misinformation is? WhatsApp. It's like, dog, you mean private messaging app? WhatsApp? You mean the private messaging app? He's like, we really need to cut down on misinformation. Dog, that's 1984. Shut up. This dude is a total shill as he collects his paycheck from freaking AT&T. He signs the back of his paycheck like a good little boy and goes to the bank and is like, thanks AT&T, as he pretends to fight AT&T as he gets paid from AT&T. This guy is a complete and total shill. I don't even know if this dude even believes the stuff that he says. He's like, oh, we need to monitor WhatsApp. Monitor WhatsApp? These are private messages, you psycho. People are so stupid. There's this quote from what's his tits? He's so woke he freaking canceled himself. Al Franken. Hello, Al. Al, are you good out there, Al? Al was so woke he canceled himself, resigned because of a picture that was taken 100 years ago. Good one, Al. Meanwhile, no one else did anything like that, so he obviously messed that up. But there's this quote from Al Franken that I love. It's easier to wear slippers than carpet the whole world. It's easier to wear slippers than carpet the whole world. You can't stop people from saying things that are wrong. Okay? If somebody sends a message and says, if you smash your head through your ceiling fan, that you'll unlock 3 wishes and you'll fly to the moon, then the other person's an idiot for accepting that. The fact that people say things that are untrue and people are dumb enough to believe them is not something you can regulate without regulating every single thing ever in the world, ever. There has to be a time where people just realize that you are expected to manage your own operation. Like, you need personal responsibility for figuring your stuff out. If you're so stupid that you see a video on a WhatsApp message that says to eat a Tide Pod and you do it, you're an idiot. That's natural selection, my guy. I'm sorry to hit you with the cold hard facts, but if that's what you do, you're dumb. That's the world's way of adjusting itself. I'm sorry, but you can't block everybody from saying the word Tide Pod ever again. You can't put people in jail for being like, I used a Tide Pod in my washing machine, and they're like, take them to the clink. It's like these people are sick, and they want to monitor every single thing. Who is like, you're setting up this system that can be manipulated, and you ruin everything. These people are so savage, and they're not low IQ. They just think that only their team will win, and they will be so disappointed when they realize that by giving everybody's freedoms away, by begging somebody to monitor and be their daddy forever, that sooner or later they're going to come for them. But they're so dumb that they don't see the future. All they can see is right now. Like all the people that celebrated Donnie getting kicked off of Twitter. They're like, good. And it's like, what do you mean good? You just let a private business silence the most important person on the planet, the most important distribution of information on the earth. You're celebrating that. You should be willing to let everybody say everything. That's what freedom of speech is. People are going to say things to you that are not true, that make you uncomfortable, that offend you, that make you very mad. And they have the right to do it. And so do you. Yet people are so weak-minded. They're like, please, Daddy, save me from the evil WhatsApp message. It's like, you're a loser. But whatever. But people are like, look, Anderson Pooper and Don Lime are on. Let's tune in. Hey, look, it's Fredo. Who listens to Fredo? Like, these people are sick. I can't even imagine the mindset of a person that just sits it down and tunes into this. They're like, oh, they're like poop. It's like, oh, sick. Like, what's our nightly lineup? It's Stelter, it's Stelter B2B Gupta, and then it's Anderson Pooper and Fredo, and then it goes into the Don Lime hour. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, literally, are you good, bro? Like, hello, are you even what universe are you residing on? They're like, Anderson Pooper, what are these weird pictures with him and his mother? What is that on the wall back there? Pardon? And he's just like, I'm Anderson Pooper. He's like, I'm refined. You want a really, really funny video, and I've mentioned this before in the past, but it's still funny. Go on YouTube and type in Don Lime, not Lime. Type in Don Lemon drunk New Year's Eve. Hilarious. The best. It's literally the funniest thing ever. It's like Don Lime getting loose as a goose off the juice on New Year's Eve on live TV on Clown News Network is priceless. It's like, you're not gonna get away from that one, Lime. Stay perched at the rim of my margarita on the rocks, Lime, because that's a hilarious video. Literal Lime. It's like I just literal Lime, literal Don Lime. I don't know who's out there just tuning into Lime and being like, it's so funny. I follow Don Lime on Instagram because it's free content, and people will post themselves like sitting in their prison cell, like recording their TV of Don Lime, and they'll like, it'll be Don Lime saying something like, what are you taking, horse goo? And they'll be like, ha ha ha. It'll be like, ha ha ha, laughing face emoji. Don Lime always slays. And he'll repost it on his gram, and I'm like, who are you? Who literally are you? Don't meet me. Like, don't come in my orbit. Andrew just said on Facebook, I know Robert Reich. Oh my God. What are those? Robert Reich. What are those? Is one of your favorite people. What do you think about his maximum wage thoughts? What is a maximum wage? What? Dude, this guy needs to no, Robert, I don't want to cross the bridge. I will not give you a coin. No, Robert. Look, these are jokes. All right. People are like, what did you just say? I hate everything. Anyways, no, I don't. I'm just kidding. Excuse me. Pardon me. Wait, he said maximum wage. I'm going to look that up. If he did say that, then that'll be my video tomorrow. Sadly, my parents watch him. You need to get new parents. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Yeah, Robert Reich is like, what are those? I don't see anything from Robert Reich with a maximum wage. I don't see that anywhere. I just gave it a giggle. A maximum wage though. That's a hilarious. Even the premise of that is about the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. You know what would happen if there was a maximum wage? Every CEO in America would quit. That's what would happen. Every CEO in America would quit immediately. The first thing they would do. And you know what they would do? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you exactly what they would do. Every single CEO, if there was a maximum wage in the United States, every single CEO in the United States would quit immediately. And you know what they would do? They would go to another country and be a CEO there and make bank. People are so mad about how the CEOs make so much money. You know why the CEOs make so much money? Because the market dictates that that's how much you have to pay a CEO to run a large corporation. The CEOs didn't just raise their own wage. CEOs are often not the owner or shareholder or board of director of a business. A CEO is an employee. You chooch, you uneconomic fool. Like, the CEOs are good. It's like, yeah, the CEO is an employee, dog. And obviously that CEO gets paid that much money because that business board of directors and series of investors, independent peoples that use their own capital to supply and provide and create this business of which that CEO works for. CEO signs the back of a paycheck, not the front of a paycheck. A CEO is an employee the vast majority of the time. A CEO is an employee the vast majority of the time. A CEO is an employee. That CEO, the market dictated that that's how much you have to pay for a high-powered CEO to have that position, or they'd get another position. That's what the free market is called. That's how the free market works. That CEO, if you didn't want to pay him $10 million, would go make $10 million working as a CEO of another company. If Taco Bell decided that they want to be woke and they're going to not pay their CEO that much more, they want to pay him $5 million, that CEO would go to another company like KFC or McDonald's and be the CEO there and get paid $10 million there. And then you know who would replace him at wherever I just said, Taco Bell? You know who would replace the CEO at Taco Bell that you're only going to pay $5 million? A lower qualified guy. And the guy that got paid $5 million is going to end up losing the business money. And as the guy loses the business money, you know what they're going to have? Less units, less locations, less jobs, lower wages, less productivity. And then some other business is going to come up and eat Taco Bell's lunch. It's going to be called Taco Ring, Taco Box, Taco Shell, Taco Hole, Taco Dumpster. And they're going to have the $10 million guy running the taco dumpster, and they're going to eat your freaking lunch, Bill. That's what a market does. That's how the free market works. But people are straight clueless, like Robert Reich. Robert Reich, it's like, yo, come out from under the bridge. Like, I will not give you a coin to pass this bridge. Like, I will pass on the bridge by myself. Like, where are you buying your shoes? What are those? Literally, what are those? But yeah, CEOs, shut up. People are so mad at people that are wealthy because they can't get wealthy. Such an easy group to demonize. Oh, go. People just like fail to realize how a free market economy is intended to work. They're like, daddy, the daddy gov should step in and regulate everything. It's like, yeah, they do a great job running the DMV, you goon. But no. We need them to run it. Okay, all right, Robert. Oh. People have such a sick and twisted view of money and how money works. There's like everybody's like just targeting their ire at the wrong people, and as a result, like everybody suffers. And like the people at the bottom of the economic pyramid are like, I'm not making enough money because what Ocrazio said is it's because of my skin, it's because of my where I live, and it's because I have a chip on my shoulder. It's like, yo, just in case you didn't know, Businesses hire the highest qualified person for the position. They want the person that's the best qualified to do it. They don't care what you look like. They don't care about your gender. They don't care about the color of your skin. And if they do, they will lose you a high quality and high caliber employee to another business that could better utilize your skills, and then they lose in the marketplace. Hello, duh. If women made less than men by doing the exact same job, why would you hire men? Why would you hire men? You wouldn't, because that's not a real thing. There are so many reasons why, if you took the sampling of all people, that women would generally make less money than men. But it is not because of their gender. It is because of their decisions, by and large. But no, I would like to see a guy come out in the adult film industry and say, I'm being discriminated against. The women are making $5,000 a video and I'm making $500 a video. This is gender discrimination. I'm in the video, they're in the video. We're literally doing the exact same thing. That sounds like discrimination to me. I can't wait till one of them comes out and does that. But no, but people don't even pay attention. That's all we need is like Peter North on Capitol Hill, like Peter North in Congress being like, this is discrimination. It's like, all right. But whatever. Why do you keep asking what dress shirt I wear? What is that? Why do you keep asking that? I've seen that question come up from the same person like 5 times. Why are you asking that? I don't know. Did you see James O'Keefe's Telegram? He posted your video. Nice. I didn't see Telegram, no. I don't really use Telegram. I did see he posted it on Instagram, though. I saw that he reposted on Instagram. There's a story I saw today. The Art Institute, the Chicago Museum of Art or something, fired 122 volunteers. They followed over 120, fired the Museum of Art in Chicago, fired over 120 volunteers that were mostly retired white women to now hire people and pay them to do the same job that are more diverse. You know how expensive and time consuming it's going to be to hire those people, train those people? These women, these people were working for free, retired. I was going to send a gift of a dress shirt. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't understand why you're asking me that. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't worn a dress shirt in a really long time. I want to say my neck is a 17 and a half, and I want to say my arms are 34. I don't know. Send me an email, woke@bobbysauce.com. It's in the comments down here. Woke, WOK @bobbysauce.com. If you really want to send me a dress shirt, just email me there and I'll go pull one out of the closet and look. I'm like 6 foot, like 215. I would love to see that article where you read that about just Google it. Google Chicago Museum of Art Fires white workers or white volunteers, something like that. You'll see it. There's a bunch of them. It's on Daily Wire. It's on a variety of places, but it's on Daily Wire. Isn't this annoying? It's like it's 10 minutes after midnight here, and the same amount of people are on the stream as there were 2 hours ago because I'm not getting it's not pushing my the world is trash. Thanks, anonymity. Bro, you look tired. Thanks. Yeah, the stream's gonna end in like 6 minutes, so I'll cut it in 6 minutes when it drops me, because it's been almost 2 hours. I get the night owls, yeah. We got Melbourne. That's what's up. Yeah, it's cool to see James share the content as well. I agree. Let's not deny, like, that video was funny. That reel was funny. The world is trash, LOL, but we're watching you in Australia too. That's what's up. Thank you. It's 9/11 here. Do you have a the world is trash? I have an everything is trash t-shirt. I have the world. I have everything is trash in the world. I have the world is trash and everything is on fire or something like that. I have a couple ones. Ricky just messaged me on Facebook and said, do you have a world is trash t-shirt? Just send me an email, woke@bobbysauce.com. I'll make anything. If somebody wants to buy something, if there's a saying and I think it's funny, I'll make the shirt so you can buy it. I can print like one-off, so I do that all the time. Thanks, Plant-Based Dominican. I appreciate it. Why is the world getting worse? Because people aren't standing up and saying anything about it. They're just blindly complying and willfully complying to this egregious power grab, and nobody cares. They're lying to us in real time, right to our face, and the vast majority of people are too weak and cowardly to even do so much as say something. They're just like, I don't want to lose my friends. It's like, okay. You're about to lose a whole lot more than friend, but all right. Friend. What's a friend? That's such a manipulated word. It bothers me how much how loosely people throw that term around. It's like they're your friend until it's inconvenient. And it's like, okay. And if somebody doesn't want to be your friend because of your opinions on something, that's no friend. I've lost friends because of what I'm saying. And it's like, all right. It's like, cool, guess I didn't need you. It's good though. Weed them out. That's the thing. That's a hard thing to realize is like you're better off without them. You're better off not having people. You're better off not having those people around because when push comes to shove, they're going to end a relationship with you, specifically like a multi-year relationship. They're going to end a relationship with you because you disagree on one thing or two things or even 10 things. It's like that doesn't change who you are as a person. It's so stupid. It's weak of mind. And it's like, cool, I don't need you then. Bye. Thanks for showing up. But like, peace, fam. Thanks. Like, real friends are cheering you on when you're winning. They're supporting and showing love. They're there. It's like you can really only have a couple of those. People are like, here's my friend, this friend. Here's my friend for 1 year, and then I have a new friend next year. And it's like, yeah, like if I had a friend that like was quadruple juiced, that had an Instagram account that talked about why Joey Baseman is the best person to ever live in the history of time. They hated Donnie Ballpark, hated everything, hated every single thing, and was completely against every single thing that I agreed with. I would still be friends with them. What does that have to do with us being friends? I don't understand. How is that even relevant? We can't go to a concert and listen to the same music and enjoy it. Have a corn dog. Like what? Excuse me? Like, sorry, we disagree. Oh, well, here's the thing. Because your understanding of reality is subjective and perspective based, and there is no right or wrong answer. Is it right for you to, is it like all of the kind of like quintessential things that seem right and wrong? Just because you think it's right means it's right for you in your perspective, but that doesn't mean that it's right. That just means you think that it's right. You know, like for example, let's use a simple one. Let's use one that probably won't trigger too many people. Like the death sentence in the United States, being able to be sentenced to death versus not. Some people very vehemently disagree with that. It's not a right or wrong. It's a perspective-based answer. Some people are like, let him live and suffer. Other people are like, no, put him on death row. There's a legitimate argument on either side. Now, there's a lot of other things that are a lot more contentious than that people disagree on. Yet, it's like you could be friends with somebody that thinks that way. You don't have to, you don't have to see eye to eye on everything. You could still enjoy each other's company and learn from each other in a lot of ways. You'd probably realize that you have more in common than you think. If you just live in this like echo chamber, that's not very good for you. It's even better to have friends that are from a diverse set of understandings. If you all just unanimously agree, then what about when you don't? What if you agree with somebody on like 99% of things and then you find something you guys don't agree on? Then what? You break up? That's stupid. That's happened to me. It's like, oh, we agree on like pretty much everything. Oh, except for this one thing. Oh, we're not friends anymore. It's like, that's dope. It's like, what kind of friend is that? It's not. That's the thing, is it's not. Tough pill to swallow, but that's the truth. I think in like your 20s, for example, we get wrapped up in that. Like I've had a couple friend breakups that have been like devastating. I'm like, wow, how could this happen? And it's like, better now than later, you know? It's like that person's not really a friend, sadly. And just makes you really question what a friend really even is. And that's the thing that you learn, I think, in your like 30s, is like realizing that like your time is best spent with a very tightly knit group of people that like are all in for just being dope all the time. And you like, it's very hard to find a large group of those people. So you just find a small one, and that's what it is. All right, y'all. I have 22 seconds left here on the gram, and it's going to clap me. So I'm just going to go. Thank you to everybody that bought the badges. Austin Kramer, Kristen Katie, Shar Moore, RJN, Carlos NYC Bus. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm sorry that it's going to close me out. I got 9 seconds. I don't want to start it all over again and go through this whole process. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. All right, Facebook and YouTube. It is so annoying how that keeps doing that to me for absolutely no reason at all. It's so dumb, and it makes me so mad. But whatever. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Facebook, YouTube. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.